How do you want people to remember you? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind? When people think of you or say your name to other people, what do you want them to think? What do you want them to say? This past week, I lost my grandmother. And it's been emotional. It's been challenging, of course. Any loss of a loved one is extremely challenging. God bless my grandma. She was 94. So she lived such a fulfilling life, a vibrant life. She really did live an incredible life. But regardless of age, it's always challenging. But something that came to my mind so many times as I was talking to people at the home that she lived in and then her funeral, people always talked so much about how my grandma made them feel. Your grandma always made me feel so seen and so special and so loved. You know, she was always the life of the party. She would always be having this smile on her face. She was always so positive. She always made me feel so good. And the chaplain that did the funeral, she said, you know, your grandma made me feel special. Your grandma made me feel very seen and very loved. And that is something that she is going to remember for the rest of her life. People don't remember the size of your body. They don't remember, oh yeah, she like did this CrossFit workout and she works out 5 days. But people don't remember that when you're gone, to be honest with you. People always remember how you make them feel. And the chaplain was also saying how my grandma would say to her every single time, you're so beautiful and you're the best one. You're the best one. But my grandma would say that to everyone. And she genuinely did mean it. Like, she just had a heart of gold. And something else that this chaplain said was, my grandma was really confident. And I found that so interesting. And she was like, yeah, like your grandma was so confident. She was so confident in her faith, and she expressed that unapologetically. Where are you holding yourself back? Where are you not being confident in your life? When something is a passion of yours, when something is important for you, are you expressing that fully, or are you shying away? My grandma was unapologetic about her faith and her confidence in her faith. And it's so important to, again, fully express yourself, even if people don't understand you, if people aren't on the same page as you. It's like, what is something that you want to be expressing? What is something that you are passionate about? Or what is it, something you want to say or something that you want to do? Maybe you want to start a business and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't because what if this person says something? Or I want to have baby number 3, but I don't know if I should because this person said that. Like, what are actually you want to do? And can you be unapologetic about those desires and be so confident in that? There's so many lessons that I've extracted this week, although it was a very challenging week for my family. And there's just so much beauty all around the funeral, the things that people were saying about my grandma. And I really want you to reflect on, number one, how you want people to remember you. What do you want them to say about you? And then number two, are you being that person? Are you actually being that person? You know, on the drive home, I had a conversation with Andrew and I said, you know, man, everyone was saying such nice things about my grandma, and you know, I can't help but wonder like what people would think about me. You know, I think about this all the time, you know, like I want to make a massive impact in this world. This is why I do what I do. This is why I help so many women across the world conquer binge eating. I want to be that person that changes your life more than anything. I want to be that person that you remember and be like, Lorna changed my life. I want to be that person for you. because I know the impact that certain mentors had made on my life. And I even think about, just all of my mentors and how my life has dramatically changed because of them and their confidence to go first. And I'm just so grateful for them. And I know the power that I have, the knowledge that I have in helping you heal your relationship with food and stop binge eating. And what I want more than anything is to help more people conquer binge eating. I want to make a bigger impact in this world. It's something that I truly want to build this legacy. And I want to be the one where you're like, yes, Lorna was the one that changed my life. Lorna was the one that helped me conquer binge eating. And I've done that for so many clients. And I want to do that for more of you. Like, I'm here to literally change the world, because I know that it's not just your life that's being impacted when you have a better relationship with food. It's your kids' lives that are being impacted, your partner, your coworkers, right? When you actually show up to work confident, healthy, happy, not stressing about food and calories, like, it changes the world. It changes everyone around you. And so that's one of my biggest missions. I want to be remembered that way. Like, Lorna was the one that changed my life. Like, Lorna was the one that, allowed me to finally have a normal, healthy, balanced relationship with food. So you can ask yourself that question. But again, number 2, are you being that person? So let's say you want people to remember you for like this kind heart. I know all of you guys have the biggest, kindest hearts, but sometimes it's like, I want to be known as this person, but then life gets in the way, and then life gets busy, and you got to do this and you got to do that. But it takes 1 minute to message somebody you care about. It takes 1 second to give somebody a compliment. This is not even about going out of your way and doing anything extravagant. I shared with Andrew also in the car, I said, my grandpa, back then my grandpa didn't have a cell phone, and I would either have to call the house, like the landline, or I can email him. And I was at university at the time, and I don't think I had like long distance calling back then. It's like as if it was like, 50 years ago. It wasn't. But back then, I don't think I had like long distance on my phone or something like that. And I sent my grandpa emails. And it wouldn't be every day, but when I had, this desire, I was like, I'm just going to message my grandpa. It takes literally less than 2 minutes. And I can't even remember what I said, but something like, I'm just thinking of you and grandma. I hope you guys are having a great day. Like, what do you say, right? It's like, hopefully you guys are spending quality time together. Miss you, love you, can't wait to see you. Like, literally 2 seconds it takes to write this email. And that changed his life. Every time I saw him, he would always say, oh, I remember the emails that you sent me. Every time my mom or my aunt would speak to him, he would say, yeah, Lorna is the one that, remembers me. Lorna is the one that messages me. Lorna is the one that checks in on me. And I don't do that for validation. You should not do something to, number 1, get something in return, or number 1, you shouldn't do something because you feel obligated to do something. Genuinely in my heart, I was like, I know how much this means to him. And it takes me 30 seconds. And it also makes me feel so good knowing that literally I can just imagine my grandpa's face, like his smile just lighting up so big, and seeing this, boop, this notification on his computer pop up, and it just makes his day, it makes his week, it makes his month. It goes such a long way. And this is not about being somebody that you're not, right? So some people are gift givers. Some people, words of affirmation, right? So for me, I'm not like this massive gift giver. Like even Andrew and I, we don't do like gifts really. Like even Christmas, birthdays and stuff, we don't really give gifts to each other. It's more about experiences. Like I want to go somewhere with you. I want to have an experience with you, quality time. So that's more for me, right? And so for you, it might be, gift giving. It might be words of affirmation. It might just be a text message. Say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Like it goes such a long way. It goes such a long way. And so what qualities do you want to be known for? And are you actually embodying that? Good gestures don't go unnoticed, People remember that forever. People remember it forever. At the funeral, there was a few of my mom's pickleball friends. And my mom has not been friends with these people for a long time, maybe like a few months. And there was two of her really good pickleball friends that came to support my mom. Like, my mom's not going to forget that. I was even like, holy, like, these are great people. You know, old neighbors that haven't been beside my parents for years. I'm talking like 15, 18 years. And they were there to support my mom. Like, that is not going to go unnoticed. People are going to remember that forever. My mom's going to remember that forever. I'm going to remember that. You know, current neighbors came. When you need comfort and people show up for you, it means so much. It means so much. One message, one call, one coffee date, whatever, it means so much to people. You know, people really remember how you make them feel. They don't remember the size that you are. They don't remember how healthy you ate. They don't remember the workouts that you did or how much you loved fitness, or like, people don't remember that. They remember how you make them feel. And my grandma honestly just really inspired me to just make sure I'm checking myself. You know, it's like, how do you truly want to be remembered? And I really encourage you that if somebody is in your mind right now, you're like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in a really long time, shoot them a message. Or even it's like your mom, like a sister, a friend, a coworker, whatever it is, like tell them, like give them a compliment. And again, genuine. Like, you know, I always think like, I messaged one of my cousins this morning and I spent some quality time with her and I was like, it's so nice to see you yesterday, you know? And again, it just goes such a long way. And so I really want you to think about, you know, as you go about your days and as you go about your week, if a thought pops up in your head of like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in a really long time, or, you know, I'm really thinking about this person, or, oh, that memory when this person gave me this gift, or this memory when we went out for this coffee date, I was just thinking about it. Let them know. Let them know. You don't even know how much you can impact somebody with one message, one compliment. If somebody at your work is doing a really amazing job or they make you feel really special, let them know. You know, like it means so much to me when I get messages from my clients or all of you saying like, Lorna, you've changed my life. Like, I don't think you understand how good it feels. You know, I have a client that I work with in the academy. We do some VIP one-on-one stuff, coaching together as well too. And she reminds me so many times, she's like, Lorna, I know you know this, but you're literally changing my life. Lorna, I know you know this, but you're literally so special. Lorna, I know you know this, but literally like my life is changing. You're so good at what you do. And she said this so many times, and every single time I'm like, my heart. My heart. You know, like it takes 1 minute to share with somebody how much you love them, how much they're impacting your life, or how much you care about them, or give somebody a compliment. It doesn't take a long time. And I actually encourage you to send this podcast episode to somebody else. Like, spread the good word. You know, go out and make somebody feel seen. Go out and make somebody feel really special. Maybe send this podcast episode to somebody that you really do care about. Go right now and send this podcast to your best friend and say, you know what? I'm really thinking about you. And I remember this one time, and then share a memory that you remember. Let them know. Send this to a parent, a sister, a partner. Send this to somebody that you love and say like, I care about you. This is me sending you this podcast episode because I really want you to know how much I love you, how much I care for you. It goes such a long way. And you know what? That person is going to remember that gesture for the rest of their life. You know, somebody's going to remember what you did for that person for the rest of their life. It's the simple things. You don't have to go buy somebody a yacht for them to remember you. It's like, no, it's actually like the smallest thing, you know, sharing a podcast episode, sharing a podcast that's changed your life. You know, you sending somebody this podcast and having them listen to the valuable information that's here that can change the trajectory of your entire life and your relationship with food, like that person is actually going to be so grateful for you. I don't think you understand that. So go out, build your legacy, go make somebody feel seen and special. Tell somebody I love you today. Message somebody. It takes a few seconds, but I really encourage you to do this. And, again, as challenging as this week has been with the loss of my grandma, there's just so much that I'm grateful for. And just seeing how many people had such incredible things to say about my grandma, it just makes me want to be an even better person than who I am today. And I want to continue building my legacy. I want to continue helping so many people around the world conquer binge eating. And I hope that you, go out and build your own legacy as well too, because life is short and people are going to remember you by how you make them feel. So thank you for listening to this podcast episode. And again, as a reminder of the insane giveaway that I am doing, I'm giving away 1 ticket to the Unstoppable Badass event. This is crazy, you guys. Like, this is not just a 2-day event. This is a transformative weekend where you get to connect. Something else that I was talking about with my family, more specifically with my uncle at the dinner after the funeral, my uncle was saying, people are craving connection more than ever before. Everything is online. There's so many things online and people are craving that connection. And I actually told him that I'm doing an event. He's like, that is incredible. He's like, I'm actually hosting an event this week. And I'm like, this is fantastic. So if you're really, truly craving deep connection, you want to be around other badasses who get you, who are also wanting to skyrocket their confidence, become the healthiest version of themselves, cultivate deep relationships with people that you love. This event is for you, and I'm giving away 1 special ticket to 1 special human being. All the details are down below for how to enter. Again, take a screenshot of any podcast episode, share it to your Instagram stories and tag me, or leave a review on the podcast. And 1 person will be entered to win, and I'll be selecting the winner on January 16th. So a few more days. You guys, this is a life-changing event. And again, by you sharing this podcast to your Instagram stories, somebody can listen to that, and you don't even know the impact that you've just made on that person's life. That person is going to be so grateful for you. You want to make more of an impact? Literally engage in this giveaway. Share any of the podcast episodes to your Instagram stories and tag me. And who knows, maybe your coworker might see, maybe your friend might see, maybe somebody you don't even really know, and they just stumbled across your stories on Instagram and or whatever. And now they're like, oh my goodness, like I'm starting to feel so much better around food. I'm having less food thoughts. And it was all because of you. Thank you for sharing that podcast episode to your stories. You never know who you're impacting. So, of course, do this for you to win the giveaway, enter the giveaway. But also, you can be supporting so many other people as well, too, that haven't heard about this podcast yet and are really wanting to better their lives, better their relationship with food. So, enter the giveaway, and I will be selecting the winner on January 16th. I'm so excited. But thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to continue building my legacy and just supporting so many of you incredible ladies to conquer binge eating. And I hope that you are really thinking about how you make other people feel and you continue to build your own legacy as well too.